Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Beth Talks at RSM. I am your host, Beth Hildbrand, CEO and founder of Resilient Stars Marketing. And Beth Talks is where I share all the things that help shape my life for the better. Today's episode is going to be a little bit different. I haven't been here for a few weeks now. I'm going to share some of my struggles with you in hopes to help educate you about surgical menopause and why surgical menopause is a little bit different than natural menopause. As always, I'm grateful for you to be here. Please don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. See you soon. Here we go. Today, we are diving in an incredibly important topic that affects so many women, surgical menopause, especially for those of us who can't take hormone replacement therapy, HRT. Now, if you have never seen one of my episodes here on Beth Talks, I'll share a little bit of my back history. So, I recently finished chemotherapy in April of 2024 after a second diagnosis of ovarian cancer. So, I have been dealing with that fallout since my surgery in November. And now I am cancer free. I've completed chemotherapy and just trying to adjust to the rest of my life and how that looks differently. Now, last time I was on here, it was my birthday, October 5th, 2024, which I had a great time. But since my birthday, I have had a little bit of trouble. Not so much that I can't deal with it, but I'm going to share a little bit of what I've been dealing with since my birthday. And weird things have happened. So, right after my birthday, I had a bit of a head cold, lasted for about a week, felt terrible. Um, but then it was fine. I actually went through a week after that, clearing my space, moving back into my original office, which I love having my own space because my office was in another shared room in the house before, and which was great, but it's always nice getting back to my own space. So I've been cleaning and organizing and getting everything back to order, and it feels good to be here. After that, my back went out because of all the moving and arranging. So I was out for a few days after that and went and spent a day with my granddaughters the other day. And now my Achilles tendon is all swollen up and I can't do my nature walks. So I thought, it's a good time to do another episode of Beth Talks and maybe talk about some of the symptoms that I'm going through because I'm not the only one that's having to deal with surgical menopause. There's a lot of you out there that either are looking forward to surgical menopause or are dealing with it now. So I thought it'd be a good time to go through some of the symptoms and things that I've been dealing with. So this is just some quick tips and maybe some answers that you may not be aware of, things dealing with this issue. So let's get started with the basics. Surgical menopause happens when your ovaries are removed, usually during hysterectomy or oophorectomy was what I had. I have had actually both hysterectomy and oophorectomy, which means I've like had all my parts removed on the inside. That and some more. So you lose your main source of estrogen, which is why the symptoms can be much more intense and sudden, but that's not the end of the story. Even without hormone replacement, which I can't take hormone replacement because anything remotely even pretending to act like estrogen, I can't have. For example, one of those things which you would never think of, because green tea is something that's really good for you, but I can't have any vitamins or supplements with green tea extract because that is one of the things that act like estrogen in your body. So it's the little things that you don't really know until you're in it. And then you find out all these little things impact how you feel and your long-term overall health. So things like hot flashes, which are still pretty severe, hoping those kind of go back down after some time. Now, I was doing some um, acupuncture. And while I was doing acupuncture treatments, this decreased severely. So if you are dealing with menopause or surgical menopause, I highly recommend acupuncture. Now, it's not all that comfortable going through it, but it's highly, highly effective. And if you've ever had chemotherapy and you have the numbness and tingling in your hands and feet, acupuncture took away 90% of that after the first uh, appointment with acupuncture. So I'm going to get back to that in a moment. But if you can't take hormone replacement therapy like myself, it might take a little bit longer to figure out works best for you. And I am a firm believer that if you could do something without the help of pharmaceutical drugs, it's going to be better for you long term without additional side effects. So let's talk about recovery. It takes probably 4 to 6 weeks to recover from the surgery itself. You start feeling a little bit better and you can move around easier. Um, it's been let's see, remember, it's been over 6 months since I had my surgery. And while I'm more mobile, I still have lingering side effects like bone aches and pains and memory loss. Still have a little bit of chemo brain lingering, and not having hormones doesn't help with that. Depression, anxiety, and just overall feeling like you're not completely the person that you were before. It's all a little overwhelming sometimes. So I find that spending more time in nature, taking walks every day, these are the kinds of things that help reduce my anxiety, stress, depression, and all those kind of symptoms that mentally you just kind of struggle more days than others. But um, the more you keep your body moving, the less those symptoms affect you. So, I know experience that recovery isn't just physical, it's very emotional too. To be kind to yourself during these periods, which isn't always something that's easy for me. I'm typically one of those kind of people that just beat myself up when things aren't going well. So I've tried to stop doing that. I've started journaling so that I can kind of keep check on how I'm feeling from day to day, and that helps me process. Write down whatever I'm feeling at the moment. And then I go back to it and read, and I'm like, wow, that was really kind of depressing. So I can kind of adjust those thoughts and kind of start to determine what thoughts are real that I really need to be concerned with and what thoughts are just BS. Your brain is just playing tricks on you. So that all helps. But you're still going to have a lot of hot flashes, and that's just kind of something that I've accepted in life. The more I exercise, the better that gets. Um, Also, when you have surgical menopause, because your hormones are completely gone overnight, it has long term can um, you end up dealing with things like bone loss and higher risk of heart disease and um, that and the emotional roller coaster you go through is constantly on your brain with always having this monkey on your back that, oh, cancer could come back. Well, it's not going to if you can follow some of these things that I've learned along the way, which is not easy for me because I've always been kind of a freedom loving kind of do as I please kind of person, and I just live my life from day to day the way I want to. But you can't exactly do that when you've had cancer twice, you have no hormones, and you really have to adjust things. Now, oh, I've had some coaches here and there. And that reminds me why we're on the subject of coaching. There are a few coaches that I really highly recommend. And I have been seeking out coaches and mentors and people that know more than I do. And so I want to mention a few of them, and I'll put all their links in the description below. First and foremost, if you have had cancer, been diagnosed with cancer, and want to keep cancer at bay and not let it come back, I highly recommend Dr. Amy. I found her here on YouTube. She has the Cancer Freedom Program at cancerfreedomprogram.com. She was the first one I went to when I found out that I was going to have to go through chemotherapy. And while I was going through treatment, I went through her program. It was only about 4 weeks long, but she helped teach me the essentials of tracking your water intake, your food intake, and what foods help you perform and feel better than others. So I highly recommend checking that out. Then uh, Yvonne E.L. Silver, I had her on Beth Talks just a couple of months ago. I have been working with Yvonne a few years now. I came across her when I was just starting in digital marketing. She is a confidence and communications coach. I highly recommend you checking out YvonneSilver.com. She will help tremendously with how you communicate and making the world a little bit better place when it comes to finding ways to communicate with your clients for higher sales conversion. And then there's Vicky T. I just recently finished a 4 month um, program with Vicky T and her partner Beth Hildbrand with High Performance Executive. Now, this program I loved so much. I didn't do great throughout the program, but it gave me some tools that I know that will be beneficial for me for long term. Not just tracking your food and your health and your activity, just overall tracking your mental health, physical health, and your business health. Because if you can't be there, present and healthy for yourself, then your business will suffer along the way. So I highly encourage you to check out that program. Link is below in the description. Last but not least, I had Mana Doyle on a few weeks ago. He is currently my business coach right now. He's helping me work through the, for lack of better language, the unfuckery that happened in my brain with chemo. And he's helping me stay organized, stay positive. I've now started doing daily affirmations, and I highly recommend this. It feels kind of funny in the beginning, but affirmations really do help you um, get your mind straight. There will always be something that comes along the way. Just as you start doing good things in your life, you start getting on a good path, there will be something that will knock you off your butt. So find people that are smarter and better at things that you want to accomplish and and participate in life. So I am currently now to help develop my skills in digital marketing and help other people who have small businesses kind of manage their time and their money and their efforts a little bit better. I've started working with Edwards, simpleacademy.ai, which I'm just getting into this program, but I'm super excited because it's already teaching me tools that saves so much time on the day-to-day tasks that any business has to go through just to stay relevant and stay out there and market yourself and market your business. And these things take time, but with AI tools and help, it takes a whole lot less time. So I'm excited about that. And I'll talk a little bit more about that once I completed the masterclass that I'm going through. And then lately, I think I had a guest on my show a few months back, Mike Uhler, who is an amazing recovery coach as well. He has an amazing story himself with cancer survival. So I highly recommend you check that video out. But Mike Uhler recommended Matt Gray to me. So I've been checking out Matt Gray training to help. Um, Shore up my message and help motivate me. And he has a lot of great focus on building your business, your following, and yeah. So more on that later. Still working on Matt Gray training and S- Simple Academy AI, which yeah, that's what I'm currently working on. So I highly advise you to seek out people who are doing what you want to do and really focus on what they're saying. This is what I'm working on. This is what helps me. On days that I don't feel great about myself, I cling on to the knowledge of other people that are doing what I want to do and just take action and follow their advice. It's really doesn't have to be complicated. So just do it. That's all you have to do. Just take action. It doesn't matter if it's 10 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day, or you take an hour out of your week to work on something to better yourself. And like Matt Gray says, all you have to strive for is just getting 1% better every day. And that consistently, day to day, over time, is going to get you where you want to be. So, on to my story here. So, what lifestyle changes can help long term without the benefit of HRT, hormone replacement therapy? If you can't take hormone therapy, there is still a lot of ways to manage your symptoms and protect your long-term health. So, here's a few key tips. So, here are a few key tips. Bone health. Make sure you're getting enough calcium and vitamin D. Vitamin D has been one of those things that have been really, really low for me the last couple of years. So I try to take my vitamin D every day, but vitamin D is more absorbable if you take it with calcium. So you have to really pay attention to where you get your vitamins and supplements. There are a lot of mainstream vitamin and supplement manufacturers that kind of cut corners, put plastic fillers in, and some other things that are not quite good for you, like keep an eye on the green tea extract kind of thing. And there's some others, and maybe I'll share them with you at another time. That was just one of the main things that kind of blew me away was the green tea extract thing. But anyways, heart healthy. Focus on fruits, veggies, lean proteins, and healthy fats. Now, Since my second diagnosis of cancer, I've become 95% pescatarian because I know things like beef, chicken, pork, those are all have added hormones as they're raising these animals. Um, that when you eat them, you get those hormones. So I try to stay away from things like that. And I do eat fish. I do try to be mindful of where the fish come from. Farm raised fish typically have uh, things that are not so good. I try to do wild caught. I try to make sure that I look at labels and get mercury reduced, like tuna and salmon, those kind of things, because mercury is something that you really have to pay attention to when it comes to fish and things like that. So, as far as your mental well-being, now I have had, as of late, some really amazing guests on my show talking about mental health and strategies that can help you kind of work through challenges in life. I am a huge advocate now for therapy. I love my therapist. And I definitely see a difference in my mental health and my positive thinking when I'm not doing my therapy. So, I really, really encourage you to find somebody that you can confide in openly and talk to about the things that are going on in your life. So you just have some feedback. Um, if we stay in our heads all the time, then we never get any feedback of what's going on with us mentally. So it's good to have it, even if you don't have a therapist, have a best friend or somebody that you can kind of talk to and open up to and share the things that are in your head, because a lot of things that are in our heads right now are just us telling ourselves lies, absolute lies. So the thing is, though, when you are constantly confiding in your best friends, and that, which is great to do, but a therapist, that's their job to take all those negative energies and negative thoughts and turn them into something useful. When you share these kind of negative energies and negative thoughts with your friends all the time, they absorb what you're feeling, and it's not always fair to share all that with someone you love because you want to share the good times. And yeah, sometimes you want to share the bad times, but don't make that your main go-to because eventually your friends are going to be wore down because they can't help you like a therapist does. So I encourage you to find a coach, find a therapist, find somebody that's what their job is, to kind of walk you through what's happening in your mind, to clear your mindset and save your friends for celebrations in life because there's always going to be something to celebrate. And you want to celebrate with people who love you and want to share happy things in your life. So I digress. Self-care is not a selfish act. Keep that in mind. You take care of yourself so that you can help take care of your friends and family. And if your health is first on your list, then you feel better to help take care of the people that are around you. So that's what I'm gonna say on that. Okay, so what can you expect in the long term? In the long term with surgical menopause, well, uh, focus on staying active, eating good, managing your stress. I can't express how important walking, staying physically fit and active, and meditate. Meditation has scientifically been proven to be just as effective sometimes as a pharmaceutical drug. There's things that happen in your brain that can help adjust your hormone levels that if you are on a daily practice of meditation can dramatically help reduce or eliminate some of those hot flashes and moments of not having clarity or mental focus or memory even. So I know for myself, the more I meditate, the more I feel mentally stronger. Um, Today is short and sweet. I just wanted to reach out, let you know, hey, if you're dealing with some of these things and adjustments in life, you are not alone. There is somebody out there dealing with the same crap that you're dealing with. So find your tribe, find the people that will help lift you up when you can't lift yourself up, and have gratitude every day. There's always going to be something to be grateful for. As long as you are breathing on this earth, you could find something positive to focus your thoughts on. So that's it for today. I love you. I hope to see you again on another episode of Beth Talks, and I will see you soon. Bye for now. Love. See you back here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll talk to you soon. You also hit that little notification button so you'll be notified when I upload another new video on Beth Talks. Hey, if you are the ones that have made it all the way to the end of my video, I appreciate you so, so much. Thank you for tuning in for another episode of Beth Talks. I look forward to seeing you here again soon, and look out for a live because I'm coming at you again with another live not too far away. So stay tuned, stay notified, and I'll see you again here on Beth Talks. Talk to you soon. Peace and love.